There was a season in your life when it felt like everything came at you at once. Not just problems or misunderstandings, but attacks. Silent attacks, hidden ones, the kind people don't talk about because they don't know how to explain them. You felt it in your spirit before you ever had proof in the physical. People changed, conversations shifted, smiles hid something darker. They lied about you. They whispered your name in rooms you were not in. They twisted your intentions and handed out a version of you that never existed. And somehow it worked. Friendships you thought were solid disappeared. Relationships you believed were safe collapsed. People you loved turned distant without ever asking you your side. You did not just lose people, you lost your sense of belonging. And that's when the isolation began. What they did not know, what they could never have planned for, is that every attack was awakening something ancient, powerful and unbreakable inside of you. You could feel it before you could name it. Something was off. People who once supported you suddenly misunderstood you. Your words were taken the wrong way. Your silence was judged. Your growth was resented. They accused you of things you never did. They painted you as someone you were not. And the most painful part, you were not even given the chance to defend yourself. They chose lies over truth, rumors over relationship, assumptions over understanding. Some of them knew better and still turned away. That kind of betrayal does not just hurt emotionally, it shakes your spirit. You start questioning yourself. You replay conversations. You wonder if you missed something. And slowly, quietly, the circle around you got smaller until it was just you. They thought isolating you would weaken you. They thought if they cut you off from people, you would fall apart. That without validation, without support, without community, you will not survive. They expected you to beg, to chase, to explain yourself to people who already made up their minds. But something unexpected happened. You did not collapse. You went silent. And in that silence, you began to hear yourself. The loneliness was real. The nights were heavy. You fought battles nobody knew about. You cried alone, prayed alone, questioned everything alone. There were moments you asked God, how long will this last? When will I have my people again? Why am I walking this path by myself? You thought the isolation was punishment, but it wasn't. It was preparation. When you are surrounded by people, you can hide parts of yourself. When you are alone, everything comes to the surface. Your fears, your wounds, your patterns. There was no one left to distract you from the inner work. You had to sit with yourself, heal without applause, grow without encouragement, and slowly something shifted. You stopped needing external validation to feel worthy. You stopped depending on other people to feel alive. You learned how to stand on your own feet, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Walking alone taught you resilience. Silence taught you discernment. Pain taught you wisdom. The same isolation they intended to use as a weapon became the fire that refined you. What people did not see, what you rarely talk about, were the spiritual battles you fought behind closed doors. The heaviness that came out of nowhere, the sudden confusion, the strange resistance when you tried to move forward. There were attacks meant to drain you, to cloud your mind, to disconnect you from your purpose. Yes, there was witchcraft, there was manipulation, there were dark intentions aimed at your name, your peace, your destiny. But here's what they underestimated. You were covered. Every attack forced you closer to God. Every attempt to break you pushed you deeper into prayer. Every dark intention activated the stronger light within you. Instead of weakening you, the attacks sharpened you. When people left, God did not. When voices grew quiet, God's voice became louder. You stopped relying on opinions and started trusting divine guidance. Your prayers changed. Your faith matured. You were not just asking for help anymore. You were listening. And the more you listened, the clearer things became. God did not remove you from the fire. He met you in it. And in that sacred space, alone, stripped, vulnerable, your spiritual connection intensified. You were not abandoned. You were being aligned. Something awakened in you. You started seeing through masks, reading energy without effort, sensing intentions before words were spoken. You no longer needed explanations. Your spirit already knew. You could feel when someone was genuine. You could feel when someone was pretending, and when something was not right. Your spiritual eyes opened. You stopped second-guessing your intuition. You trusted it. And that alone made you dangerous to those who thrive on deception. Isolation forced you to face yourself. And instead of rejecting who you saw, you learned to love them. You forgave yourself. You honored your growth. You stopped abandoning yourself for acceptance. You raised your standards, not out of pride, but clarity. You realized anyone who requires you to shrink is not meant to stay. Anyone threatened by your growth was never aligned. Self-love changed your frequency, and once your frequency shifted, so did everything else. Here's the truth your enemies don't want to face. You are no longer easy to manipulate. Their tricks worked before because you cared deeply, because you trusted openly, because you wanted connection. But now you see patterns, you sense motives, you recognize manipulation instantly. Their witchcraft does not land, their lies don't stick, their black magic backfires. Because when someone operates from fear and you operate from clarity, there is no power over you. They relied on people who need validation, who fear being alone, who break when isolated. You survived that season, and now they are afraid because they don't know how to fight someone who knows who they are. Look around. Not everyone makes it through isolation without becoming bitter. Not everyone survives betrayal without losing themselves. Not everyone faces spiritual attacks and comes out awakened. But you did. You did not just endure, you evolved. You move through your days grounded, centered, spiritually elevated. You don't react, chase, or fear the way you used to. Thus power. What they meant for harm became your awakening. What was meant to isolate you introduced you to your higher self. What was meant to destroy you activated your purpose. You did not lose people, you outgrew versions of yourself that needed them. You did not suffer in vain, you were being upgraded. And now you walk differently, you see clearly, you stand unshaken. The attacks did not end you, they revealed you. And this version of you, the awakened, discerning, spiritually aligned you, is unstoppable. Please share your experiences and views with us in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.